You know, at first I really thought this was a joke. I didn't think this was real at all. I saw this on Instagram, I saw it on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, this has got to be a joke. But then there's credible news sources that verifies that this is real. The Biden administration is going to spend $30 million for crack pipes. You see the headlines. Biden HHS to fund crack pipe distribution, part of $30 million harm reduction grant. Now, this is going to black and brown people. The midterm elections are coming up. And now this is how Biden is going to get his votes. He thinks black people and brown people are so dumb and so loyal to the Democrat Party that all they have to do is promise to issue crack pipes to you and you will vote for them. Remember Joe Biden says, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? Well, this is how Joe Biden is repaying you. And I've said in the past, when they started talking about making weed legal, they started legalizing weed, the Democrat Party. I'm like, they want to keep people high. They want you to be high when you go to those voting polls. They want you to forget about everything that he did since he's been in office. All of the illegal immigrants that he allowed into this country, paid millions, billions of dollars on illegal immigrants, but yet many Americans have lost their jobs because they refuse the vax. And now he's bragging about how many jobs that he brought to this country. Jobs that were made available by firing qualified workers because they refused to receive that vax. Now the article states the Federal Department of Health and Human Services is planning to distribute 29,500,000 in harm reduction grants for drug abusers this spring. Money that could be allocated for safe smoking kits / supplies, meaning crack pipes and related paraphernalia. The nearly $30 million in harm reduction grant is being distributed through the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. This is all a part of population reduction. They couldn't kill you all off by the jab. So now they're going to allow you to smoke yourself to death. Now keep in mind, they defunded the police. They defunded the HBCUs, took money from black colleges. They refused to give reparation to those black Americans that are descendants of slavery. And they refused to finance your education. But they're willing to spend $30 million on crack pipes. Make sense of that. And you have black people that's still loyal to the Democrat Party and gonna try to vote him back into office. I said to you a long time ago that this man is a devil. Now, they made you hate and despise Trump for no apparent reason. They made you think and believe that Trump was a racist. All the while, they're showing you in plain sight that they are the racists. We tried to warn you, and you refused to hear or heed to the warning. Now I'm going to read only a small portion of this, but this is the image of those that smoke crack. This is how they want black and brown people to remain. This is how they want your sons and your daughters and your grandchildren. This is how they want you to be. And there's many black and brown people that will fall for this. So I thought this was the joke, but apparently it's not. This is crazy. I'm not even going to read anymore. What else could I say? There's nothing else to say. This is how Joe Biden wants you to be. This is his way of depleting. I also noticed too how the black community is being gentrified, where white people now are occupying Brooklyn, certain sections of Brooklyn where black people live, Harlem. They're moving black people out further into the ghetto and moving white people in. See, it was a time where when black people moved out into the suburbs, white people moved out. They didn't want to be near you. So now they're coming, taking over where you live. But the so-called black Americans own nothing. Now, individuals may own something, but as a collective whole, just look on YouTube at the number of black Americans that's fighting against each other. Black Americans are too divided to unite. I'll repeat that. Black Americans are too divided to unite. So even if you wanted to fight, now you know how to fight for the Democrat Party. You know how to fight for the LGBTQ XYZ community. You know how to fight and protest for the rights of women and to abort your unborn children. But coming together as a whole to build your community, to build each other, you don't know how to come together. And it's sad because now you have immigrants, illegal immigrants, and even those Africans that's coming and criticizing the so-called black Americans, although they are here because of black Americans. They may deny it, and they'll tell you it was the white man that let them in. But they would not be here if it was not for black Americans. So I just thought I'd show this to you because I thought it was a joke. This is too crazy to be real. Joe Biden wants to give your children crack pipes. This is how the Democrat Party view the so-called black Americans. And it's sad because you can't see what's being done to you. And if you do see what's being done to you, you are too weak to do anything about it. They got your mind so messed up and confused that you really believe that Trump was the racist and Trump created all the problems when they created the problems. And you even have black folks that are saying now they're watching what's happening. They know what's happening in this country. And these are people that's supposedly educated. You have spiritual leaders, preachers, and pastors that's still talking about Trump because they want to keep your mind occupied with Trump. Although he's no longer president, they want you to think that Trump is the one that's creating all of these problems that the Democrat Party, that the Biden administration is creating. And many of y'all are going to go to the polls and vote for Democrat again. Or you're going to sit home and don't vote at all. But those illegal immigrants are going to vote. Because that's what is replacing the so-called black Americans. They need you to replace you. They can't replace you if you don't vote for them. So why do you give up your power and your authority? Black people should be taking advantage of these jobs that are now available. They're willing to pay you more money. They're willing to pay you sign-on bonuses. But you want to stay home and collect free welfare, which is not free at all. These child care credits, they are going to take that back. Just look at your condition now. For many of you that's being kicked out of your homes, you're being evicted. because they were giving you extra money in unemployment. You quit your job to get that extra $600 a week. And now that it's gone, you're now in the process of being evicted out of your apartment. See, this is only going to hurt you. See, they don't mind spending money to destroy you, but to build you up, to educate you. They know that you're not going to take advantage of these jobs, but guess what? These illegal immigrants will come in and get these jobs. That's why many of y'all cannot find a place to live. Right now, many black and brown people are on waiting lists. You don't own your home. You're dependent upon the system because you opened yourself up. You put yourself in that position to depend upon the government. And so now, you now are in the process of being evicted, and now you can't find an apartment because, number one, they went up on the rent to keep you out. And not only that, you can't find a place to live because of illegal immigrants. You're now placed on a waiting list. You paid taxes into the system and you are now on a waiting list, and these illegal immigrants are living comfortable on our tax dollars, and no one is standing up to fight for your rights. You're allowing the Biden administration to do any and everything that they want to do. So, this is crazy. At first, I thought this was a joke. I thought it was a meme, but it's true. Biden wants to spend $30 million, and he's calling it, he's got it in a nice, pretty package, harm reduction grant. Which we all know what crack does to you. So how is that reducing harm? That's creating harm to you. It's destroying you. Feedback, tell me what you think, subscribe, click on the Cash App, support this channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.